Hello YouTube, the Anime Ref here, and I am now back to wrap up Headhunted to Another World. I've made the decision that this video will be for episodes 10, 11, and 12. Just so that it's one video, but over on the Patreon page, it'll be 3 separate videos. So I'll have a link to each episode, but this video is covering all 3. And I am quite surprised at the way the anime went about this. Considering that I'm a manga reader, and I read past a certain point, I was not ready for the fact that the anime has rearranged the story so that this arc is the final arc of the season, by moving the arc that comes after it before it. And I am so grateful for that, getting it out of the way, because it's actually quite a nice setup into the arc that is coming up. Aside from like an entire episode of original story and subtle setup in the background of multiple episodes about building up to this conflict of sorts, because it's not just about what's about to happen next with what Viper warned us about last episode, but it's also about the internal affairs of the demons and the demi-humans. It's about time that that whole conflict came to a head and had its conclusion, while also dealing with the current crisis. Because there's never a good time for an internal affairs. When a crisis emerges, you need to be strong and united, not divided. Therefore, that's why these 3 episodes will be united into one video. On my channel, anyway. So the next time you see me will be the post-season discussion of these last episodes all together. So I'll be talking about them all at once. Okay? And cut. Okay, post-episodes discussion time, and, you know, the season finale. So, those were those 3 episodes. That's what I thought. It is my favorite arc of the series, as of what I've read so far, and boy does it deliver. From the initial Wyvern attack to the plan, as well as taking care of the issue of the demi-humans and the demons, and their like personal affairs, their rivalries, their grudges, as well as sorting out the issue of the Wyverns, and then comes in an even stronger monster, and then, you know, we find out about the Wyvern's weakness of preferring female targets. But Ulmandra is sent back to the castle, and she gets gravely injured protecting the castle, and Uchimura rushes to her aid. And that would have been a great moment to confess to Uchimura your love for him, because every other message doesn't seem to get through, but I digress. So then she has this like big triumphant return to the battlefield, but not before, you know, like I said, a more terrifying creature joins the battle instead of wyverns. What can basically be described as a giant dragon decides to join the battle and unexpectedly attack the fort. And that was a shocker, but you know, the one thing I was waiting for the whole season, we finally got, which was the Demon Overlord taking the field, putting down an even bigger calamity that awoke from a giant mountain. The mountain came alive and became a dragon, people. And the Demon Overlord was just like, yeah! Giga Death! Oh, it was so cool. I remember reading those panels ages ago and thinking, oh, this is going to look so good when it's animated, and I was not disappointed. It looked great. And then that final episode, I had completely forgotten that that was a part of the arc. Yeah, so Uchimura's still chained down by his previous memories and stuff. And, like, but going... He thinks he's going to resign and go back to the human world, but I'm thinking to myself, bro, why would you want to do that? Work conditions for the Demon Overlord are 100 times better than any human company you could go back to. Why would you want to leave? And as he goes around saying his goodbyes with his resignation, He learns just how much of an impact he himself has on other people just by being there. He changed the mindset of demi-humans and demons, just period, for like military purposes, as well as thinking over like petty rivalries, just by him being unaffiliated with either side. And then with Sylphid, Uchimura gave her the push to not be so lazy. And then, of course, with Ulmandra, she's like, but you're my friend. And I'm just sitting here like, did you just friend zone yourself, girl? You could have said more than just friend, but whatever. But that was a good last episode. And, thanks for these last couple episodes for showing that the bar is actually, in his head. It's his mindscape, his dreams area. Because, like, when the Demon Overlord showed up in one of them, I was like, okay, this is definitely his mindscape, his dream area after all. Don't know why it took so long for us to get a concrete answer for that, but thank you. Now, to wrap up the series as a whole. Well, it was great. Way better than the manga ever was for the early arcs. I haven't read much past this season because I figured I'd read enough material for this season. That's usually how I tend to do things for certain series, is that I read that then get adapted. So it was really good. I was not expecting it to swap the order of the Viper Guild stuff and the Wyverns. I was not ready for that. But in hindsight, it works so well. The characters were given extra screen time to flesh out the world building, especially ones that usually didn't show up for like chapters at a time in the manga. So that's great. We got world building. We got an entire episode of an original plot that also shaped Uchimura in the final episode about how much of an impact he has on his current world and job position and everything. The series was great. If I had to give it a score out of 10, I don't remember if I do this for any other series, but Anime Ref certified 9 out of 10. It's not a perfect 10. You know why it's not a perfect 10? All the Ulmandra scenes about falling in love with Uchimura but not getting your feelings across. My goodness. If the cues aren't working after a while, Ulmandra, maybe you should be more direct, more blunt, more obvious. You could just confess, But no, that'll probably be something that happens later. And I'm here for it if Uchimura does become the next king of the demon army. I am here for it. If he is the Demon Overlord's successor, I'm all here for it. I can't wait to reach that point. So let's hope it's not another one of those series that gets put on like a hiatus or in an indefinite state of not having a conclusion or whatever. So Anime Ref certified 9 out of 10. What's next for me? Well, I still have Solo Leveling to wrap up, and that's only one more episode. But we'll take this place is possibly the greatest alchemist of all time. That one will be up. It's up next. It'll be up whenever I get to it, of course. As for what takes the place of Solo Leveling, I don't know yet. Might be something else down the line. Or I wait a little while before doing Alchemist, and I get to have my own sabbatical, my own break. If the newest guy on the crew could have a long sabbatical, I think I deserve one too. But until next time, thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to hit the like button, subscribe, share the video with a friend, join the Patreon, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.